Hi, I'm Phil Morrison from Driftworks, and this is my V10 E46 M3. As you can probably see, it's in a bit of a state. I rescued it about a year ago from Germany, where it's parked up for like 3.5, 4 years outside. So it's in a bit of a bad way with sort of surface rust and perished stuff everywhere. So yeah, I've got to kind of do a full restoration on it. It's been sitting at the back of the workshop for, like I say, nearly a year, so I figured it was about time. I tried to get it on our long-term 2-post ramp for long-term projects and actually work out the plan of what I want to do to it. I've got to move a load of crap out of the way first though. It's quite busy in here. That's loaded on the ramp. I guess we should probably take a look at the state of it. Now, I should remind you again, I mentioned it at the beginning of the re-upload of the collection video. We went to Germany to collect it. The reason that video was pulled in the first place is because I actually learnt about the old owner, the guy that I sold this car to. I learnt the reason why it's got into the state that it is, and the reason is because he's quite unwell. Again, we wish him all the best, and I'm going to do my absolute best to restore it to its former glory. I've already restored the plate, obviously. I kept that bit when I sold it. So it looks largely the same, but even though it's been dry stored here for nearly a year at Driftworks now, obviously rust doesn't go away. So you can see the state of some of this, the condition just being left parked outside. It wasn't like the bonnet was open or anything, but over there the winters are really harsh, and yeah, it doesn't do well when it comes to corrosion. So the engine is very much an unknown quantity. I'm not sure what's going on the inside of it, what condition it's in. It's in my ownership, it had never had the bearings done, which these are prone to, in the same way the S65 engines are in the M3s. So, you know, this has got to come out to have the engine bay redone anyway, and we're probably going to look at sort of changing the front cross member and stuff as well. So whilst it's out, we'll definitely be fitting a set of BE bearings and rod bolts at the very least, and probably having a quick look through the condition of the engine as well. Still running the Pt-1 SQ6 M12 ECU, which is an incredibly powerful ECU, and it's still running the manual throttle cable. One of the things I'd really like to do is upgrade to the car would be to see whether I can get the standard throttle actuators back on it, and then standard throttle pedal. see whether we can get it to sort of cold start a little bit better. It always had quite a heavy throttle pedal as well. So yeah, I'm going to see whether I can speak to it's KMS Racing Engines who did the whole ECU and dash and Cosworth loom for this car. So again, at the front of the car, you can see the damage to the bumper. This is going to be replaced. This is, I mean, they shatter very easily anyway. I think this was a Riger bumper, and yeah, it's this really weird brittle plastic. I had a few issues with it and had to plastic weld it when I owned the car. So that'll be replaced. Not sure what happened to the front wheels. I like the BBS wheels, but it did have Apex on it, which I think was a really good look. Not my favourite look. I really like the AC Schnitzer Type 2s that I built for it. But yeah, looking at getting a new set of those, or building a new set of those, because I built them with like stainless lips and stuff. Yeah, it's quite pricey. So yeah, I might go a different route with this. At the back here you can see this bit, which I'm not a fan of, which is just an extension to the exhaust dump, because it's got that valve on it, which doesn't work obviously because it's QTP, and yeah, they fall to bits unfortunately. So yeah, I'll have to revisit that and get rid of that dump pipe. It's actually, on the camera, I'm looking at the screen here, it actually looks like not that bad condition, the paint, but it is terrible. It needs a full respray. It's got lots of bits of damage, things like dents in the door and rear quarter, damage to the arches where it's touched on the inside. Not sure what's gone on with this. I think it was Sabon carbon boot lid here, but yeah, it's gone kind of a funny shape, and it unfortunately sat with a huge amount of water in the boot here. Let's see if I can get a light on it, but very luckily doesn't seem to have actually done that much damage. It again needs some serious attention, but yeah, it's largely as is. A lot of these pipes here that we used when I made the swirl pot system, they all need replacing, and I'll probably do it all in braided. Not sure what was going on with the gaffer tape. I'm guessing, I don't know, maybe some fumes or something like that, petrol fumes, but yeah, a bit strange. This side of the car's pretty straight, to be honest with you. No real issues here. Have a quick look in the inside before we take it up. So I've cleaned the interior. It's one of the first things that I did. I cleaned the Alcantara and got the mould off. There was some pretty serious mould on both seats, loads of rubbish in the car and stuff like that, but actually it's cleaned up really nicely. And yeah, it doesn't smell mouldy in here anymore. I dehumidified it a bit, and you can see the back seats, CSL back seats, are in pretty decent nick as well. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that side of things. Not a lot will change in here. Might get rid of that Dynavin, I think it was, the head unit, replace it with something a bit better now. So yeah, let's go up and have a look underneath. Just get a torch. It's definitely had a hit at the front. So that's the engine oil cooler here. You can see it's in a it's not bent or anything. The radiator, I don't know, looks possibly okay. Weirdly, it's got no fan on it anymore. And actually it's got no power steering. Not sure, has he removed the power steering maybe? Yeah, lots to investigate here. Nitron coilovers. my modified hub's still in place, but yeah, definitely a little rusty. The discs on the Alcon brakes are a little bit worse for wear as well, but they might clean up. It's like a custom kit I think that I made. Yeah, basically just everything looks really crusty compared to when I last owned it, which was knocking on for 8 years ago now, something like that. There's engine oil leak there, I think. Juicy looking gearbox as well, never a great sign. Yeah, like I say, it doesn't appear to have any like serious structural rust. Like everything appears to be. That seems come away there, but the metal's still solid there, especially around the jacking points. It looks crusty, but kind of to be expected. We'll just have to investigate properly once I start pulling it apart. There's sort of stop-tech rear brakes on it, and again the Nitron coilovers. Not sure what's inside the diff here. I had a Carbonetics carbon LSD in it, but this car did have an issue with, I think, snapping drive shafts, so I'm not sure whether anything was done outside of my ownership. Oh, that's nice. Looks like there's a bolt missing there. In fact, there's another one at the top missing as well. Weird. Here's the offending valve, the thing that people love about this car. Yeah, very, very popular video on YouTube, that.
Now when you rev it, slightly different noise.
The exhaust sounds like an F1 car video. Yeah, I know it doesn't sound like an F1 car. There's times when clickbait is acceptable. And people really do seem to love it. And yeah, the other part of the exhaust is this, which is a Eisenman backbox, which is how it can be relatively civilized, you know. And then full extreme when that valve works and opens. And previously this had just a downturn here in front of the silencer, which worked perfectly in terms of airflow. All the flames came out at the back, no exhaust fumes in the car or anything. But yeah, this has now got this extension on it which comes out the side of the bumper, which I really don't like. So yeah, I'll be getting rid of that. And I guess working out what I can do about this valve, because these QTP things just seem to fall to pieces. This is like the 4th one that's been on this car, and it's never done that many miles. So yeah, a bit crusty. Everything's got to come apart. Everything's got to be refinished. I'm going to paint the underside. All the clips and everything for the fuel system is super sketchy. We've had to replace leaking hoses, leaking fuel hoses already on the car, because even just putting the ignition on, there was a massive puddle of fuel underneath the car, pouring through the engine bay, so it'll all be redone properly. Just thought I'd buzz the under tray off. Not good. So not really sure where all that's coming from, but it's not anywhere obvious like the oil level sensor or anything like that. So yeah, further investigation once the engine's out is definitely required. I think it's fair to say that Craig and I have learnt a lot in the time since we built this, so there'll be a lot of changes to the car, I imagine. Possibly improvements as well. I've got to try not to get too carried away. I've got too many silly projects already, but I think if there's stuff that I'm going to redo on this, I'll probably look to improve as I go along. We'll see. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Give us a like if you did. Make sure you're subscribed, because it's going to be another big project, this. My personal Instagram is Phil Morrison DW, where a lot of this will probably end up before it ends up on a YouTube video. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.
At Driftworks, we've helped over 50,000 happy customers since 2004. Our huge online parts store is simple to use, with superb shipping rates to anywhere in the world, and finance options available for UK customers. We live and breathe wheel fitment, so if you have any questions about your own car or any of our products before placing an order, please drop us an email at shop@driftworks.com or give us a call. Thanks for watching.